morning, people. It's your girl, Summer, back with another highlight. Now, I want to check out this highlight with you guys. This is a trigger warning. Trigger warning, trigger warning. Sensitive topics will be discussed in this highlight, essay involving children, and etc. So be mindful and prepare yourself. Now, I had come across this young lady's clip maybe like 3 days ago. I think the day that she uploaded it. And I kept seeing it, but I never clicked into it because, one, I didn't know who she was. And the title kept catching my eye, but I don't click into everything and everybody. Like, it has to be something that kind of catches me. And for whatever reason, I always seem to drop the ball on stories that I should catch initially. I see a lot of stuff when it first dropped, and because I don't take the initiation to go take a few minutes to listen, I'll be missing. But this was super sad and heartbreaking. Her page, I believe her name is Isis, ISIS, and she based her page off of pretty much teaching women how to be attraction magnets for high value men and what they're looking for, what you could do better, and etc., etc. So let's get into it, and let's have a discussion.
It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provider men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband, or saw him, as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare. So basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that man was my Prince Charming. So when I first met my husband,
Okay, so I clipped it there because I'm going to actually include the link in the description box so you guys can actually go listen to her video for the full story. Well, as much as she gave. She went into as much detail as she could, being as though how sensitive and emotional she had gotten. The clip is only about 18 minutes that she posted, so it's not a very long watch. But I think all women should listen to this. You really never know who you are getting into a relationship with. And her children were only 2 and 4 years old. They are only 2 and 4 years old. She just uploaded this like 3 days ago. And I can't imagine what she was going through in those moments and finding out that history had repeated itself and her worst nightmare had came true. But before we leave, I'm going to just drop a clip of her talking about how she actually found her husband. Let's watch.
So I ended up taking my sister's advice, and I happened to come across Shira 7 on YouTube, and she completely changed my life. And she basically taught me what a high value man is and what to look for when trying to find a husband. So I ended up taking my sister's advice and signing up for eHarmony. She recommended Match, but in my spirit, I felt eHarmony. I don't know why. It's just something told me to do that one. So I ended up signing up for eHarmony. I created a profile, and I think the second person that I matched with was the man that I'm married to now, my husband. And it was very different. My husband and I had a 20-year age gap, and he was not the first older man that I dated. I actually dated someone like 10 years older than me, and that was just a buzz. A lot of people have told me that I'm very mature for my age, so someone 10 years older than me just wasn't a big enough age gap for me to vibe with.
Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, why would you Go on an app and find love. Many people do that, and it turns out just fine. And there are people that find someone in their everyday life that know people long term throughout their life, and they end up being monsters too. I don't think like it's one particular way to look for love to avoid a particular thing. You can do your due diligence, and I'm hoping that she did her due diligence. But sometimes it's nothing for you to find, because if there was nothing ever reported, if it's not a paper trail or a trail in general, how do you know? However, she does mention in the video, if you pay attention, that when they first got married, he did something to her 4 times. R word. So after hearing that in the initial video, and then going back and listening to how she met him and how she portrayed their marriage and their relationship initially, I'm like, why would you stay? And this is not me wanting to blame her, but at the same time, after you admitting that happened to you in the beginning of your marriage, who else is it to blame? I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. How are y'all feeling? Now let's talk about it.